So Konami just dropped a whole bunch of content for Master Duel. But unfortunately, unless you're a fan of pendulums or yet another Snake Eye variation, it doesn't look like they released anything too exciting. That is, except for a certain structure deck. Galaxy Eyes. But they didn't just release a new structure deck. They also released a brand new card for the archetype as well, that should hopefully breathe some life back into an archetype that could definitely use a bit of a push. So without further ado, let's go check it out. So here's today's deck list. But before we get into the deck list, apparently nearly half of the people watching this video aren't even subscribed to the channel. So if you guys are enjoying this kind of content and think you want to see some more deck lists or more videos from me in the future, please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel down below, and let's jump into this deck list. Alright, so first things first, let me go through the cards in the deck list, and I'll try to keep this extremely brief as I know there's a lot of cards in here and this could take forever, so I'll try to go through things rather quickly. So to start with, we have your Galaxy Wizard. This is your main normal summon for the deck. Once per turn, you can increase this card's level by 4, making it level 8, and you contribute this card to add one Galaxy card from your deck to your hand, except itself. Then we have Photon Vanisher. If you have a Photon or Galaxy monster on the field, you can just special summon it, and when you do so, you can search for a Galaxy-ized Photon Dragon straight from your deck. Then we have your Photon Orbital. This card does have a whole bunch of effects, but you can basically ignore most of them. All you need to know is you can equip this card to your monsters, send it to the graveyard to search for a Galaxy or Photon monster, so it's mostly just a search spell. Then we have your Galaxy Summoner. This card, when normal special summon, can revive your Galaxy or Photon monsters from your graveyard, and it can also change their levels to level 4, which is really good considering it's level 4. You can combine it to go into various rank 4 Xyz monsters. Then we have your Photon Jumper. When this thing's sent to the graveyard, you can add one Galaxy or Photon spell from your deck to your hand. Then we have your Photon Delta Wing, the brand new card for the deck list, which is now going to be an additional normal summon you can use for the deck. When this thing is normal summoned, it simply just grabs another one of these and places it on the field. That's basically all it does, making it really easy to go into your rank 4s, most notably your Galaxy Photon Dragon. Alright, then we have Galaxy Soldier. This card can discard light monsters from your hand to special summon itself to your field, and when it does so, you can add one Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand. Then we have Galaxy-ized Photon Dragon. You can ignore all this card's effects, you're just using it for its name. Alright, then we have your Afterglow. This thing, if you control a Galaxy-ized monster, can special summon itself from hand, and if this card is detached from an Xyz monster to activate that monster's effect, you can take one Galaxy-ized from your deck, or hand or deck, and either special summon it or attach it to an Xyz monster you control as material. Then if you activate this effect during the battle phase, double the attack of all number of Xyz monsters you control. A really powerful card you're definitely going to need to run a copy of. Then we have your Photon Emperor. When this thing is sent to the graveyard whilst you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, on the field or in the graveyard, you can just special summon this card straight to the field, and it gives you an additional normal summon for the turn. Meaning you can just normal summon this card again, considering it's not a hard once per turn, and just summon out another copy of this, or just summon out another Galaxy Wizard, considering this card is also not a hard once per turn. Alright, that's going to do it for the main deck monsters. Moving on to the spell and trap cards for the deck, we'll start off with Expedition. This thing you activate if you control a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster, summon out a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster straight from your deck. Then we have Trance. This thing can pay 2,000 life points to target a Photon monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and a Galaxy monster from your deck with the same level, but their effects will be negated. Then we have your Numbers Last Hope. Pay half your life points to target 2 monsters in your graveyard, special summon both of them, their effects are negated, then you can immediately do an Xyz summon of a number Xyz monster using just those 2 monsters. But for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you can only special summon one more time from the extra deck. Alright, then we have your 100. This thing, when you activate it, can send a copy of your Photon or Galaxy cards from your deck to the graveyard, normally going to be your Jumper. And if a Galaxy Photon Dragon is special summoned to your field, you can look at your opponent's extra deck, banish a monster from it, or special summon another monster from it to your field. Alright, and that's going to do it for all the spell and trap cards. Moving on to the extra deck, we'll start off with your Lord Galaxion. Now this is a card a lot of people aren't currently playing right now, but this card is really good in combination with your Photon Delta Wing, as it leads to some really cool combos that lead to your Utopic Draco Future. You don't have to play this card necessarily, but if you want to play Utopic Draco Future, it does lead to some cool combos that can make this a really easy summon. So basically all this card does is just summons this card from your deck list. That's all, but it's needed as part of certain combos to make your Draco Future, which is why we're playing it. Alright, then we have your Photon Blast. This card can make it so that all your monsters with 2000 more attack can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects, which is pretty insane. Also, once per turn you can just revive back your Photon Dragons that are either in your graveyard or banished. Alright, then we have your Galaxy Photon Dragon, one of the most important cards in your entire deck. It's your main combo starter, basically. Alright, basically you attach one material from this card to either add one Photon or Galaxy card from your deck to your hand, and if a light monster is split or summoned to your field, you can change its levels to either 4 or 8. Alright, then we have your number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. This card's names are really long. Anyway, this card battles during damage calculation as a quick effect. You attach one material from this card. Once per battle, this card gains attack equal to the combined ranks of all Xyz monsters currently on the field times 200 during the damage calculation only. If this card's only control sent to the grave or destroyed by an opponent's card effect whilst it has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon's material, you can spell or summon this card during your second standby phase after activation and double its attack. But any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent is halved unless it has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as material. Alright, so a really nice little OCK tool here that can also be used to climb into your really big one, which we'll go through in just a second. Alright, then we have your Full Armor Photon Dragon. This card basically just pops a card your opponent controls, and it can be raked up on top of your Galaxy Eyes Xyz monsters. Alright, we have your Negate and your Hope Harbinger. You have your Cipher Dragon, which can suck up your opponent's monsters and turn them into Cipher Dragons, which can then obviously be ranked up into your bigger boys. We got your number 90 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, which is a monster negate, as well as a search during your opponent's turn. We have your Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, which is prismatic, because everyone's got that now from the event. Alright, this thing can be ranked up on top of your big guy, like we mentioned earlier, and basically, as long as it has that guy's material, or if this card has a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon's material, it's unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, and it gains a whole bunch of stats, very similar to the previous, and also, at the start of the battle phase, you can attach a material from this card to make it do 3 attacks on monsters during the battle phase, so a really big boy that can attack multiple times, and it's unaffected by your opponent's stuff. An absolute OTK machine. It already starts with 4,000 attacks, so very easy to lead to your opponent. I got your Cipher Blade, can target one of your opponent's cards and destroy it, very similar to this card, and can be ranked up on top of your Galaxy Eyes cards once again. We got your Cipher Dragon, which makes it so you can detach 2 cards, and make it so your opponent can't target your things until the end of their turn. We have your Soul Flare Dragon, which is when it's summoned, it can grab one of your Galaxy or Photon cards from your graveyard, add it back to your hand, and during your opponent's turn as a quick effect, you can discard cards to pop your opponent's Special Summon monsters. And that's basically it for the deck list. Now as for ratios and stuff with this list and why I chose to run certain cards, probably the only sort of weird thing I'm doing is I'm playing 3 copies of Delta Wing and 3 copies of Galaxy Wizard, which is technically a competing normal summon, but it really isn't that bad, just adds more consistency to the list. But do keep in mind, if you don't want to play Photon Delta Wing, you realistically don't really need to play it. The deck is completely fine without it. I do think that the Galaxy Wizard is a better normal summon. This card does have its advantages, like it's better into things like Droll and Lockbird, it's technically better into Ash Blossom because it at least leaves you with a monster on the field, but in general, the combos you get out of Galaxy Wizard are stronger, so it's probably the better normal summon. And you don't realistically need to play this card, but it's the new card, I want to play it, and it's also technically just more consistency for the deck list, so if you value that, that's why I'm playing it. But if you don't want to play this, you can cut these 3 cards from the deck list, because they're basically only being used in combination with the Delta Wing. For things like SP Little Knights, maybe play the, whatever the big Link 5 card is, I've got the name that uses your opponent's stuff as Link material, you guys know what I'm talking about. Or you could play things like Tachyon, which is good to deal with your opponent's untargetable things, just by negating everything. You can play those cards instead, and the deck will be completely fine, but if you want to play Delta Wing and want to mess around with this combo, feel free to do so. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the deck list portion. Let's jump into some combos showcasing what this deck list can do. Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to be showcasing 4 different combos for this deck list. The 2 1-card combos the deck list has, then 2 extra combos extending upon them by using a normal summon Wizard and a normal summon Delta. Now keep in mind, this archetype is pretty non-linear in terms of its combos, and there is a shit ton of them. I can't cover them all in this video as that'd be absolutely ridiculous, so this video is going to be giving you a little bit of an example, showcasing what you can do with the deck list, so you can give it a go for yourself, take it onto the ranked ladder and mess around with it. But if you're interested in learning a whole bunch more about this deck list and a whole bunch more combos and stuff this archetype can do, I highly recommend checking out this website. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably one of the best resources I've ever seen for any archetype ever. It covers like all the combos the deck list has, it goes through all the cards you could possibly run for the archetype to make it better or worse, or just talks about ratios, all that kind of thing. Just go check out the website. There's a billion different combos and stuff you can learn from there, and it's a lot better resource than just this video. So once you finish watching these combos, go learn some more. So the first combo I'm going to show you is a 1-card combo simply using Galaxy Soldier in combination with a light monster for a discard. Doesn't matter what monster it is, just has to be a light monster, and we're good to go. So as per usual with my combo tutorials, pretend the rest of my hand is complete and utter bricks, ignore what they are, we're just pretending we have just the 1-card combo plus a light monster. Alright, so activate the Galaxy Soldier, discarding a light monster. Special summons itself to the field, and this gives you a search, which will be of course for your normal summon, your wizard. Alright, now we can normal summon the wizard, activate the effect to tribute itself, and this will search for your 100. Alright, activate the effect of 100, this will mill a copy of your Jumper straight to the graveyard. Jumper's effect will search for Trance from the deck. Now we can activate the effect of Trance, which is a very powerful card actually. Revives a monster from the graveyard and summons a card straight from the deck. So summoning back that Jumper and grabbing out a copy of your summoner. Now keep in mind the cards you summon back are negated, so we're not going to use this card's effect here as that would be, yeah, it's already negated. And instead we're going to go straight into a copy of your rank 4, your Photon Dragon. Alright, now we can use the effect of Photon Dragon by detaching the summoner for later. Searching for a copy of your Expedition. Alright, now we can use the effect of Expedition to revive a copy of, or special summon a copy of your Emperor straight from the deck. And this will give you an extra normal summon for the turn. Alright, not going to use the effect of that. Instead, we're just going to go straight into our Soul Flare. And Soul Flare is going to allow us to add a card back from our graveyard. And because we've got the extra normal summon from our big boy over here, we can now use the effect of that summoner we placed in the graveyard earlier. So we can grab back that summoner, summon the summoner, and this of course gives us the revive of the Galaxy Wizard, because the wizard for some reason is just not a once per turn, and we can use this effect again to tribute itself. To now search for a copy of our Galaxy Eyes Afterglow. Alright, use the effect of Afterglow to summon itself to the field. These two can now become your Cipher Dragon, 2 level 8s. Alright, he's not going to stay on the field for long, so we're going to upgrade him to a bigger Cipher Dragon. Now we're going to use the effect of Cipher Dragon to make all of our stuff untargetable for 2 turns by detaching these two. And also by detaching these two, we can also use both of their effects. Alright, Emperor's effect and our Afterglow's effect. Afterglow is going to be special summoning a Galaxy Eyes to the field, which is great because it will trigger the effect of our continuous spell in a second. And this man is just going to summon himself back to the field. Alright. Triggering the effect of our Galaxy 100 to now look at our opponent's extra deck, and then we can choose to grab a card from it, and then banish it. So we're going to get rid of whatever annoying card he might have in there. Alright, from here we can now go straight into a copy of our Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, or sorry, Photon Lord. Alright, summoning the Photon Lord, and that is basically our infield. We basically made up all of our stuff untargetable thanks to our Cipher for until the end of our opponent's turn. We have a negate from our Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, which also has a quick effect during the opponent's turn, can search for any follow-up from your deck list, just whatever card you want. And we have a copy of your Soul Flare here to discard a Galaxy or Photon card to remove one of our opponent's special summon monsters. On to our second combo. This is once again going to be a 1-card combo plus a light monster for a discard, but this time we're starting off with 100. Alright, activating the effect of 100. 100 is then going to mill a card to the graveyard, which once again is going to be your Jumper. Alright, using the effect of your Jumper. Jumper can now search straight for your Trance. Alright, activate the effect of Trance, reviving a card from the graveyard, and special summoning a card from the deck, which is going to be our Galaxy Wizard. Alright, once again, the effects are negated, so we're not going to use the effect of your wizard just yet. We're going to go straight into our Photon Dragon. Alright, placing him over here. Use the effect of Photon Dragon to detach a copy of your Galaxy Wizard, which you'll need for later on, to search for a copy of your Galaxy Soldier. And this is where you need discard for. So now you can use the effect of your Galaxy Soldier, discarding your light monster. Special summoning it to the field. Alright, activating the effect of Soldier, and make sure to use the effect of Photon Dragon to change its level to 8, because once again, we're going to need that later on. Alright. So make the guy level 8. And because we haven't used our normal summon yet, we can search for a copy of our Summoner. Alright, summon a normal summon. And he is going to grab back that wizard we placed in there earlier. This time without its effects negated. So now we can use the effect of the wizard to tribute itself. Which is going to search for a copy of our Galaxy Expedition. Use the effect of Expedition. Special summon out a copy of our Afterglow. We now have 2 level 8s on the field, so we can go into our Cipher. Alright. Cipher once again going to be upgrading straight away. We're not going to keep him on the field for long. And then we use the effect of the big Cipher, which actually has a really nice animation, not going to lie. Detaching the 2 monsters, which once again makes all your stuff untargetable until the end of your opponent's turn. Use the effect of Afterglow. Special summon out a copy of the Galaxy Photon from the deck. Which once again triggers the continuous spell, looks at our opponent's extra deck, gets a nice little rip straight from it. Gonna be ripping this card, because why not? Alright, now we're gonna go into a copy of our Soul Flare by using a copy of this man and this dude here. Alright. Soul Flare is now gonna add back the level 8 from earlier, the Afterglow. And Afterglow can just summon itself back to the field. Alright. These two become your level 8, summoning out your Galaxy Eyes. Alright, and once again, that's going to be your end field. So we've ended on the discard of a Photon or Galaxy card to pop a card. We've got your negates, we've got your follow-up. Keep in mind this card also has a copy of the Afterglow on it, so by detaching the Afterglow during your opponent's turn, you can summon out another Galaxy from your deck, your Galaxy Photon Dragon, which once again will trigger the 100 to get another card out of your opponent's extra deck. So you rip 2 cards from your opponent's extra deck with this combo, and we've got plenty of follow-up. We get the search from your Photon during your opponent's turn, and we've still got a copy of this man on the field as well. So plenty of follow-up, and that's the 2 1-card combos. On to the first of our 2-card combos. This one's going to use your Galaxy Wizard in combination with your Galaxy 100. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is normal summon your Wizard. Activate the effect of Wizard to make it level 4. Alright. Now we can use your 100 to send a copy of your... what's his face to the graveyard? I've already forgot the name. Copy of your Photon Jumper to the graveyard. And Jumper's going to grab Expedition from the deck. Alright, grabbing your Expedition. Now we can use Expedition because we have a high level monster on the field to summon out a copy of your Emperor from the deck, putting him on the field. Alright, and this gives us an extra normal summon, so now we can use the effect of Wizard to tribute itself, and give you a copy of your Summoner. And because we got the extra normal summon from your Emperor, we can normal summon him, activate the effect of Summoner, summon or revive back a copy of the Wizard. And because the card is a disgusting non-once per turn effect, we can use the effect to tribute itself to now grab a copy of the Trance. Alright, ignore that alert. Now we can use the effect of our Galaxy Summoner. Got to turn the alerts off from my stream earlier. That's a bit awkward. Anyway, keep going. Make a Photon Dragon. Photon Dragon's going to use the effect to detach. Making sure to attach the Emperor to use in just a second. And we're going to be searching for a Vanisher this time. Adding Vanisher to hand. Alright, not going to use the effect of this just yet, because we'll use it with the Trance in just a second. Special summoning the Vanisher. Vanisher is going to give us a search, and we're going to use the Dragon to make this level 8 for later on. I should really have turned off my alerts before starting this, but anyway. Alright, searching for our Photon Dragon. And now we can use the effect of Trance, using that level 8 we've got in the graveyard, your Emperor, in combination with an Afterglow. Alright, putting these 2 on the field. This gives us the level 8 to once again go into your Cipher. Making the Cipher. Cipher, once again, not going to stay on the field for long. He's going to be upgraded to bigger Cipher. With the banging animation, god damn. Alright, use the effect of your Cipher to detach the two, same as in all the other combos. Use the effect of Afterglow. Using the effect of your Emperor. Emperor vibe back to the field, and we get to summon out a Galaxy Photon Dragon from the deck. Alright. Alright, using the effect, of course, look at your opponent's extra deck, get banished in something annoying. Alright, then we can use these two to make your Soul Flare. Putting the Soul Flare on the field. Soul Flare, we're going to add back the card we put in earlier. The big ass dragon, wherever it is, your Afterglow. Which can then special summon itself to the field, and we have all the required level 8s to go into our big boys. We've got our Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon, making sure to use the Photon Dragon as material for this, because you want to use it for... because you want to have it underneath because of its effect. Alright, and then we can go into a copy with the final two to make a copy of our Hope Harbinger, however you pronounce this card. Our Titanic, I think most people call it. Alright, there is your end field. Once again, you've got your negate for, negate for your opponent's monsters. Sorry, something's caught my throat. We've got the follow-up search. We've got your negate for your spells, your discard to pop your opponent's stuff, and once again, we still have the Afterglow attached to this to detach, which will summon out a copy of Galaxy Photon Dragon to then use the effect of Galaxy 100 to look at your opponent's extra deck, and yeah, once again, that's basically the end field. And for our final 2-card combo, we will be using a copy of your Photon Delta Wing in combination with your Galaxy 100. Now, pretend this is a going first replay. I did cheat a little bit to get these cards in hand by searching them, but pretend this is a going first replay. Ignore my opponent's field and ignore the cards in graveyard. Just focus on the 2-card combo. Alright, so activating your Photon Delta Wing. Delta Wing summons a copy of itself straight from the deck. Alright, these two can become your Xyz monster, grabbing your Photon Dragon. Alright, from here we can use the effect of our 100. 100 can simply send a copy of your big boy to the graveyard, your Emperor, wherever he is. There he is. Alright, Emperor effect can then special summon himself back to the field. Alright, this gives you an extra normal summon. Then we can use the effect of your Photon Dragon to detach your Photon, your wing. Adding a copy of your spell card to hand, your Expedition. And because we have a level 8 on the field, we can use the effect of Expedition to summon a copy of your Soldier. Using Soldier's effect to search from your deck, we can also use the Photon Dragon to change its level as well. Doesn't matter too much because we're going to link it off in a second anyway. And making it level 8. This is going to search our deck for a copy of your Afterglow. Alright, we're now going to make your Soul Flare. Making sure to keep the level 4 on the field because that's going to be important for in just a second. Soul Flare Dragon, of course, adding back a card from Graveyard, which is going to add back the Photon Delta Wing, because this card is not a hard once per turn, so we can just normal summon it again, and summon our final copy from the deck. Alright, and that gives us 2 level 4s on the field. So now we can make a copy of your Galaxion. Alright, and Galaxion can summon a Photon Dragon from your deck. Which of course will trigger the effect of your spell card to then look at your opponent's extra deck and banish a card. Alright, looking at the opponent's extra deck, banishing a card. Alright, we can summon your Afterglow to the field. Make your big Photon Lord. Alright. And finally, we're going to turn the 2 Xyz monsters into a copy of your Utopic Future. And finally ending on your Draco Future. Alright, and there is your end field. You've ended on your Galaxy Eye Soul Flare to discard potential Photon or Galaxy cards in hand to pop cards. We've got your Negate for monster effects, as well as all the other dumb stuff that comes with this card. We've got your Negates for your opponent's monsters, as well as being able to search during your opponent's turn as well. And we can detach this card to look at your opponent's extra deck and get rid of another card from there. And that's basically your final infield. Alright guys, that's going to do it for all the combos I'm going to show in this video. Remember, there are a billion different combos for this deck, and if you're interested in learning a whole bunch more, go check out that website from earlier. I'll leave a link to it at the top of the description. It shows all the combos in great detail. The combos aren't super advanced. The deck is pretty non-linear in that if your opponent has like disruptions or way to interrupt you, you can just sort of extend and extend and extend and end on fairly decent end fields without necessarily following a combo guide. But it is a good idea to just check out the combos and learn sort of how the deck list functions before sort of coming up with your own stuff and playing through disruption, all that kind of stuff. So go check out that guide. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe. I do have another video based on some of the new pack cards tomorrow, so if you're interested in seeing that, please remember to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.